guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. It is September 10th. It's been quite a while, I feel like, since I've picked up the camera and done any vlogging. There have been multiple reasons for that. I've hit quite a bit of mental health stuff. And then in addition, I've been super weak and just dealing still with a lot of the fatigue and trying to get up my strength, and some days like the pain's just getting in my way as well. So I've dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety since surgery. It's like still having the Theo in me and like those types of emotions. So like they're pretty drastic and they kind of take over quite a bit. And they're hard for me to cope with because it doesn't feel like regular like anxiety or depression, and it doesn't always respond to what I would normally do to help. So I do feel like there's a hormonal issue with that. I need to obviously figure that out. So I see under Chronically tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about it. I have mentioned it several times to my primary care physician, and she's not really sure why I still feel like crazy. And like I've mentioned before, a lot of my symptoms have been coming back. Some of the chest pain started coming back the other night, and that was freaking me out a little bit. So I'm not really sure why symptoms kind of disappeared and now are reappearing, but that's kind of where we are with recovery. I do feel like I'm getting a little bit stronger. I'm trying to use the staircase more on my own, and I feel like I'm getting stronger a little bit, so that's always exciting. Sometimes though, it's still really difficult like to move and walk and all of that good stuff. It just feels like I have like weights on my arms and my legs a lot of the time, where like I'm kind of in quicksand and like trying to walk through it. My incisions look really great and they're healing well for the most part, but there's just so much going on, so I'm like trying to figure out the easiest way to do this. So let's just switch gears for a second. I'm sorry if this bothers anybody. I'm a little bit like all over the place still. So my mouth is feeling a lot better. I was not able to get the tooth out yet, and we're not really sure. I'm scheduled for the 21st for it to come out. The doctor felt like I took my prednisone, or not prednisone, I'm not on prednisone, it's just steroid. I just call steroid sometimes prednisone, bad habit because I was on prednisone for so long. So he thinks that I took my steroids too early, the oral surgeon. I think I took them the right time, but he was going to contact my endocrinologist. He was not comfortable doing the procedure. I was not comfortable due to a different reason, because my blood pressure was so high, and I was a little bit concerned with him like working in the mouth like that. I could get like stressed out, obviously, and my pressure could go up, and then like, I don't know, like, do they have blood pressure medicines on hand? And like that just raises a lot of questions for me personally. So the tooth is still in, still broken, but I'm not dealing with much pain at all, which is really great. I was able to find a lot of over-the-counter remedies to get the pain levels to bearable, so that's always nice. I'm eating and drinking as normal, like as if the tooth is completely whole, so that's really awesome. I'm planning on doing a toothache type video of like different remedies that have helped me tremendously and have made a huge difference. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm hoping to get it done either sometime this month or next month, so we'll just kind of see how things go. So I've been having a lot of abdominal pain again, and I do deal with a lot of abdominal pain in general. I did have an abdominal surgery, so there's been a lot of pain there, obviously. But I was starting to have pain like when I'm moving my legs and trying to walk, and like bending them was really painful. I was also having low-grade fevers. I do still have my appendix, and I'm constantly sent to the hospital for appendicitis. And then they check everything out, and I come back that everything's fine. They don't know what's wrong, but my appendix are great, and they're not going to take them out. So I was having the pain again on my right side, doubling over, vomiting a little bit, lots of diarrhea, and just tons of symptoms, not very hungry, really nauseous. And like I said, with the pain started around my belly button and then moved to the right side. So I was like, that's a little bit weird. Usually the pain just starts on the right side and then just keeps going and intensifying until I can't deal with it. So then we ended up going to the ER, which didn't really work out the first time. I went Sunday. Everything was going fabulous. I had an amazing few doctors. I had 3 doctors to begin with, lots of people, lots of commotion. They really, again, thought that it was my appendix. I was told you're going to be going probably to the OR in a little bit, so we're just running some basic tests and we're just going to get CAT scan to confirm it, and then we're going to go and remove your appendix. Okay. So I was like, all right, that's great. Like, I was like, at this point, I'm in a ton of pain. If that's the answer, that's an answer. Let's just do it at this point. That's what I told the doctor. So I don't know what happened. Well, I know what happened. Shift change happened. And then I get this doctor that I've seen before who doesn't particularly care for me. And right now I don't care for him either, if I'm honest. And he just, from the time he walked in my room, he was giving me a hard time. And I don't even know. He was just very nasty. And when I'm trying to ask him different questions about my health, like I have generic questions that I ask every time I'm in the ER or at a doctor's office or, talking to a medical professional. Very simple. Is there anything else I can be doing or that I need to look out for? Apparently that was a bad question for him. He got very offended. I don't know why. And then he's like, well, you're not getting narcotics. And I was like, huh? Like, what do narcotics have to do with this? I just want to know what else, I need to look out for. I'm also an ulcerative colitis and gastroparesis patient, as you all know. And so he was like, well, this is just fibromyalgia. And I was like, I don't have fibromyalgia. And he's like, well, that's what it is in your stomach. I was like, wouldn't we blame my ulcerative colitis or my gastroparesis or something that makes sense? And yeah, so he wasn't very happy with that. And then he's like, well, we have to wait for your urine to come back, which they never ran. So, very long story short, I did try to get help from other individuals in the ER who all seem to be a little bit afraid of him. I'm not sure. But I did end up reporting the doctor because their stuff ended up in my chart that shouldn't have been there. So to make my life more difficult, that's what I just feel like. And he also had in there that I refused treatment, which was not true. So then we called my PCP, my mom did, and I was able to speak to her Monday night. She was so upset with everything because I told her everything that happened. I was just completely labeled drug seeking, and that I'm not even mental illness, but that I've lost my mind, I'm not really sane or mentally stable at all. It's kind of what was implied. So I shared that with her because I was like, that can definitely become an issue down the road, with that in my chart if it's in there. So, and it is in there right now. So I was like that needs to be addressed. So we're working on getting that all sorted out and fixed and whatever. So I called my gastroenterologist on Tuesday, because Monday was a holiday. Don't even know what day it is, guys. And I was like, okay, I think I'm in an ulcerative colitis flare-up because my symptoms Monday had shifted again, and I was starting to see a lot of mucus and a lot of blood in my stool. TMI, but whatever. Not really with chronic illness, because if you have colitis, you know what I'm talking about. So, I was like, I think I'm in this flare-up. My symptoms have been a little bit different, but I think I'm in a flare. So they're supposed to contact my doctor and contact me back. They contacted my doctor. Good, except for he wasn't going to be in the office until Thursday. So they were like, you need to go to urgent care. I was like, I was just at the ER. I'm not going to urgent care. And they were like, we don't really care. It doesn't matter. You need to go be seen again. So, whatever. So then I was talking to my PCP about it and my family, and we decided, okay, if you're not better by tomorrow morning, that you'll go and get checked out at urgent care. So I went to go get checked out at urgent care because I'm a good patient and I listen even though I'm annoyed. And I don't really want to have to be in one of those facilities again, especially with flu season coming up and all the germs. So I called to check in because you're not allowed to just walk in urgent care. You have to check in from your car. So I called them and I was like, okay, like I need to check in. I'm here like to be seen at urgent care. My doctor sent me. This is my situation. And she goes, you have what? Huh? I'm trying to explain ulcerative colitis to this lady. I was like, it's inflammatory bowel disease, kind of like Crohn's disease. They're in the same family. She had no idea. Went right over her head, all this information. So she had to talk to somebody else, and they're like, yeah, you need to go be seen in the ER. We don't do that here. I was like, okay then. That doesn't really help me. So I went back to the ER where they were not very thrilled to see me, and I wasn't thrilled to be there. Because they were like, well, you were just here Sunday and you refused treatment. I was like, but that's not what happened. So I had to go over everything with them. And they were like, well, I'm not really sure what to do. So somebody, I don't know who, I think it was maybe the doctor, they were able to hunt down my gastroenterologist, which obviously was a great move because I am complicated. Because he was like, oh, could like another doctor see you? I was like, whatever, like as long as a gastro can see me, if you think that's a good idea, like that's fine. But he was like, I don't really know who's going to be comfortable with your case anyways because you're complex. I was like, yeah, I know that. So he was able to hunt down my doctor. My doctor finally came in after a few hours. He believes that I have adhesions from my surgery, which is lovely. I mean, it does give me an answer, so like I'm really relieved, but I'm a little bit worried. But like I am worried, but I'm not, because like I feel worried, but like I know I'm not really worried. I know it's like the extra emotions that are like kind of in my body, so like I feel more worried than I usually would. Usually at this point I wouldn't really be worried yet, because it takes a lot health-wise to worry me. So yeah, I'm not like super like anxious. I just like want to know the plan at this point, because like he didn't really say the plan. I forgot to ask. I don't know why. Like that seems stupid, but it slipped my mind because sometimes like they talk really fast and I'm like just trying to keep up with them. So, and we talk like about like 50 things every time I have to see somebody because there's so much going on and they want to know like other stuff. So he was like, I think you have adhesions. And then like we think, my PCP and he was like, I don't think you're in a flare-up. My primary care physician is like, I don't think you can say you're not in a flare-up. And I was like, I know that. So the plan is at this point to like monitor my symptoms, and then we'll see like if I need to adjust meds for the flare-up. When you're seeing blood and mucus, it's hands down a flare, especially for me, and I know he's newer on my case as the gastro. He's only had me a couple of months, so I do want to give him a lot of grace. He's a really great doctor. He does know his stuff. He can be a little bit blunt at times, I guess you could say. But he's a good doctor and I do trust him, and I know that he's got to like just get used to how like my body acts, and I do know my mast cell does affect my GI tract. So then I'm wondering like, is this all ulcerative colitis, or is this like a colitis UC like mashup flare? That's what I kind of feel like it is, because I've been so super itchy. But too, like what I was reading, like around your incision sites, like sometimes if you do have adhesions, from what I'm reading, you can get really itchy. And since I woke up from surgery, I've been scratching in between my incisions, and that's really, it makes me really nervous. I feel like it's so bad because like you can accidentally do something in your sleep. And yeah, so that's what's going on this week. And I'm sure like I missed like a bunch of stuff, but that is like the big update at this point. So I have no idea like what we're doing about adhesions. My PCP thinks that's a good possibility. So I'll let you all know when I know something. Abby is in the background. Here, let me see if I can get, there she is. She's gotten sick a couple of times, like vomited twice in the last week. Right now though, she's just kind of a little bit annoyed with the weather, but other than that, she's been doing super great. So she like she has a lot of allergies, so I don't know like if it's an allergy thing with her belly, but like I talk to the vet about it like every year, because occasionally she'll go through where like she'll vomit, like not that many times. I know like animals do vomit, but I like I just like to stay on top of everybody because that's just how I am. So like she will like get sick and then like she just kind of bounces back from whatever. We don't know like if it's a little cold in the belly or if it's like something she ate or what. I don't really think it's something she ate. I think it's just something like internal that like gets annoyed or like aggravated, but it does seem to happen in the fall, so she does have a history of like little belly issues in the fall. So I've added pumpkin back in her diet, lots of it, and some yogurt, and that usually helps tremendously. Yeah, so, and she's got a birthday coming up, so I'm super excited to start planning for that. Alright, so this video is a heck of a lot longer than I had anticipated, so I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you soon, and hopefully I will already have started working on responding to comments before this video goes up, but it takes me a really long time to get through my comments because I forget to check them, but, I do check them eventually, so go ahead and leave me a comment and I will respond as soon as possible, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye.